They made this way louder than last time. So in case you guys don't know, this is the Class65 V3. This has already been, you know, a board before, hence the V3 namesake. Studios has to be one of those studios in which I never get tired of looking at their stuff. They've just given so many really cool products to us in the last like few years, and I feel like they're so different than what the rest of the market kind of offers. Oh, so this is a red unit, is it? Is that a CM PCB? Okay, this is a red unit. What's in this one? Ooh, you know what? Guys, I have to build this one here, guys. I do like this deep green. About $250 in price, the 280 versions for a brass reforged, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. $250, pretty damn good for this. So this is the wrist rest it comes with. Again, I'm not like particular on wrist rests here, but gotta admit, that's pretty cool looking. Let's open this up here. God, this is heavy, heavy. Here we have a PC cable as an extra one. We have top mount. We have feet, extra screws, wrenches, and then we have our gaskets here. And then for plates, we have aluminum, polypropylene. We have a hot swap PCB. For the reforged version, in case you guys want to take another quick peek at that, it does seem like, realistically, it's just the pen rail on top and this brass chunkiness at the back over here. Again, big fan of this. Really, really like this design. Oh, there is, hopefully nothing got scratched. Oh, there is some scratches on this. It looks like a screw got loose somewhere. See this screw that's in the package over here? So there's a little bit of a scratch. I'm gonna make a note to them about this. I'm not even sure where this screw came from. But yeah, there's a smidge of a scratch on the back because of that loose screw from, still I don't know where actually. It's just a random screw in the bag. This is a nice green though, man. Look at this green. Beautiful. Oh, so right away I can tell pogo pin connector, which is kind of cool. That is neat. You know, I kind of just want to jump into seeing the internals of this case. So we're going to kind of not follow our normal format with this. Just an FYI, Alex, the wrist rest is an extra 60. Is it not include it? Let me see. Oh, you're right. It is an extra 60. Oh, okay. So, okay, without the wrist rest, I still think this is a really good value for the board. Like $250 without the wrist rest still. $60 for a wrist rest though. I don't know if that to me is like worth picking up. Maybe to someone it is, but I don't. This is a really nice coating, by the way. I don't know. This doesn't look and feel like an ano. This almost looks like a coating. This is really nice. This is one of my favorite color greens, by the way. Like this is why I'm like immediately smitten by this. One of my favorites. This is probably the real reason anyone's buying this right here. This is your perfect work keyboard. Buzzer and a solenoid. Should have 3 solenoids for V3. Oh gosh. And then we have our ribbon cable connected to this. This is floating as well, so this shouldn't have any hard spots on this, which is fantastic. We have a bit of a ribbed internal section over here, which, I mean, dude, I don't know. This looks really good. I'm already a big fan of the inside of this board. Small little brass weight in the center, but really thick chunk of aluminum. Really, really, really nice. If this sounds really good, this might be one of my dailies, just for the next little while until we give it away. This is super pretty looking. So, and then we have our PCB, which is hot swap, has ISO support on it, pretty decent level of customization here. I also love the color of this PCB. Was there other PCB options they're offering? There's a solderable version, and which means if you were to go with solderable means that we can get plateless, which in my opinion on most of the Studios boards has always been really freaking solid. But yeah, there is only one option for the bottom row on the hot swap, which is a bit of a bummer. So if you did want to go with the more options for the bottom row, you have to go with solder. If it's not plateless, PP top mount for sure. Well, we can still do gaskets. So they gave us plenty of gaskets for this. I do appreciate pour-on gaskets as well, by the way. I really do. I don't think the gaskets will interfere with anything, and I don't know, I still just want to try them out first. All right, we're doing no foam for this, by the way. Let's put some feet on. Holy smokes, look at this already. All right, let's put this on. I like this. This is cool. Again, a little recap of the board before we type on this, and then we'll try top mount out. I love the way this thing looks. I mean, this is what I liked about the last two Class keyboards. It looks good. It really does. Like, it kind of has like a minimal feel to it, but not really. Like, I kind of vibe with it. I also don't agree with the white PP plate. Like, I think it kind of cheapens the look of the board. You can kind of see it. I think if this was black, which they do have a black aluminum plate, it would make the board stand out a little bit more. You can kind of see. You can see the white plate. Again, not a big fan of that. I do wish they'd change that. I've seen black polypropylene plates and black PC plates. So, again, very, very simplistic side profile. The only downside other than the white plate is, I think realistically, the only objectively kind of whatever thing is, I don't know why the hot swap has limited spacebar options. But there is a solderable unit that has more. Again, I don't know if there was some limitation with this particular design, but I can't imagine there being a limitation. So, bit of a weird oddity there. Maybe we'll see that change. So, these are NK Classic switches. We're using no foam. Everything's active all at once. Okay, guys, I suggest lowering your volume for now. We're going to do how the board truly sounds first. This sounds so good, dude. My fucking ears are ringing already. They made this way louder than last time. What do you guys think? Does this sound good? Let's hear the mods one more time. This is, I think, ideally, like, some people ask me, like, use cases for keyboards. I'm thinking, like, you're angry one day at the office and you bring this in. And you may lose your job. You may get written up. But, like, this is the use case. Let's turn off the buzzer, shall we? All right, so now it's just with the solenoid. The solenoid's cool. Still a bit loud, huh? Let's turn off the solenoid. So that's... Oh my god, they have a double click mode. Okay, I love that. So let's turn off this. All right, let's see what the keyboard now it sounds in its fake form. The spacebar has a bit of a sharpness to it. Let me just tune the spacebar a little bit. Maybe it's just the spacebar needs tweaking. I also wonder if it's just the polypropylene plate that's giving us a little bit of a weird oddity here for sound signature here, but... I mean, yeah, I don't love the spacebar in this current format. I think this would sound way better as a plateless build, but we only got hot swap. Also, to note, this is extremely comfortable to type on. Like, this is nice and soft, extremely comfortable to type on. It is extremely bouncy and flexy. So if you guys were interested in like a soft typing experience, yeah, the PP plate makes a lot of sense. We'll give the Nixie a go, which I might think would be a little bit even sharper. I'd say roughly the same. It has again, I think because the polypropylene plate, it has like a weird plasticky kind of upstroke on this, which I kind of expect it, to be honest. Okay, so the top mount is using these little plastic risers, blockers. I do appreciate that how these have a slot, because I've seen this particular method done with other keyboards, where you're kind of expected to kind of just lay them in and hopefully they work. So yeah, I kind of like this. This is nice. Might need to add the bottom foam for this. Maybe... I do still feel like the spacebar feels a bit plasticky. Empty is a good word for this one here. I feel like the emptiness of the spacebar on the top mount is still a little bit apparent. More so than I believe the other Class 65 boards were. But even the Alpha's a little bit. I can hear a little bit of hollowness here. So the gaskets actually, believe it or not, sounded better for the Alphas. Really good for the Alphas. I do think we need to either force break this, or I'm going to put the internal piece of foam in. Yeah, it very well could be we need to force break this a little bit too. Very well could be. Actually, let me see something quick. I do think it is a force break. Because hear it now, guys, when I just lay it on top very lightly. See how good that sounds? It is a force break. Okay, we need to do that right now. Miles different with the force break. Sounds really good now. I really like the sound signature already. Still a little bit of that metallic-iness, but it's not affecting it like it was before at all. Dude, that sounds so much better, dude. So I think so far the board, there's a lot to like about this. I mean, if you're already a big fan of the MM Studios Class series, I think you're gonna like this a lot. I don't love the fact that Hot Swap PCB is missing the 7U spacebar. Like, I don't quite get it. Don't quite understand. I think my other small gripe now too is definitely I don't love the fact that I have to force break this. Like, it's not my ideal situation for a keyboard is right out of the box I have to force break it. Some other stuff I do like about the board though, the design of it, you know, minimal, but also has a kind of retro feel. Like it a lot. The PC version, the colors offered in this, they killed it. Like the PC version looks really cool on paper. I would love to see that thing in person. The solenoid and buzzard is really cool. I think it's a novelty item for sure, but if you're into it, you're into it. If you just kind of want it to be as like a party trick or something, then also pretty neat. But it's cool. Good price point too. I think the price point slaps on this. Yeah, that did help with the gasket as well, man. Look at this. This with the aluminum plate would have that nice like extra oomph to it. I think this would be my favorite mounting style on it then. It definitely needs to be force broken then, 100%, because this is much different from what we tried originally. Yeah, I like this a lot. I'll give it to them here. And I do think this is like the perfect amount of bezels. It's just, it sits in the desk, it kind of does its thing. I do think that looks sharp. That's very smart looking.